Morning. Cold windy day on the 27th of December. First day back. I've come up with form to check the traps. I do apologise for the wind. We caught a lot of rats on this farm last week in traps. I think we had 5 off. Doesn't sound like a great deal, but we know when rats are on and when rats aren't, and we know when they're moving on. And to take 5 in one day was quite a bit last week. I've been up and done the traps today. Lads are off for Christmas, and I've had another 5. That's like 10 rats in traps in a week. Like I say, apologise for the wind, but you're just gonna have to put up for it with a bit till I can get into the cupboard. Quickly show you. These are going to get disposed of in a minute. We've just stockpiled them there. Decent sized bits of kit, not babies. So what does that tell us? Well, first thing is I don't like it. Not one little bit. It stresses me out. You know, try to keep these places clear of rats, not with a manageable population, but clear of rats. Then, annoyingly, this. An active burrow. As a pest controller, it's okay to react to come and catch your rats and throw them away and think you've done a great job, but the next level up is trying to understand why they are there. So the first thing that we would do on this occasion to try and understand is to give the farmer a call and ask him, have you been doing anything? Have you seen anything? Have you been doing any works on the farm in the winter, etc.? Rang him and he said, nope, done nothing. I said, well, we're catching a lot of rats. We've had 10 in 2 checks. You know, when you consider the 7 traps permanently set on this farm, and we've taken 5 out on 2 occasions within like a week, pretty much a week of each other. That's a lot of rats coming on here. So we sat down and we spoke about it. And you have to remember, a lot of this is anecdotal. You know, we might be right, we might be wrong. But what's going on? And he said, well, we're getting through the silage for the cows. We're absolutely getting through it like it's going out of fashion. And the silage bales, these, although it looks like there's a lot, are decreasing massively. Very quickly, I'm just going to try and get round to show you. That was the main silage. You can see the massive footprint of it, and this is where we have had the pallet trap set at the back. I think what's happening is rats are coming down this fence, this hedge down here, and then they are running from this area where they are across to the building line, and I can only presume that they have nowhere to go other than tight over to the building line. You know, but this is a great time to have a look around, a fantastic time to have a look around. A couple of things I don't like, and I'll never hide from it. We don't use poison on here, or if we do, it's in small numbers. We bag this up and take it away. But also you can see from the floor that there are no burrows. You know, this is just where the old thingy's sitting. You can see there is no bursting of the bags, you know. For those of you who haven't done agricultural work, these silage bales are a nightmare for rats. They'll get into them, they open them up at the bottom and they'll bury into the silage bales and cause an issue. Once the seal is broken, then fungus starts on the silage because of the way it is, and it causes a huge upset. So, you know, we'll have a chat with the farmer. I can't tell him not to put it down. He has his ticket. You know, you can shout and scream as much as you want about it. Each one of these bales is worth money to him. And I would presume that what's happened is he's put these in at the very start of putting this clamp together. He's not wanted to take the risk of rats damaging their bales. I think we've protected them. The vast majority have been protected. He certainly hasn't complained about losing bales to rat damage, which was happening all the time prior to setting this place up. So that's an interesting thought. But full bags of whole wheat, you know, dogs could pick that up or anything. He's a good friend of mine, and his heart is in the right place. You know, he's not doing it to be a prick. He's not doing it because he doesn't trust you. He's not doing it to be argumentative or anything like that. He's doing it because it's his livelihood, because them bales feed his cows and them cows feed this farm, you know. So we have to be understanding. It's about education. You go up the barn where you don't get the wind. It's about education. Wind's worse in here, I think, folks. Yeah, we'll get that burrow baited up properly, that one little burrow. And you may have picked up on the fact that nearly every single rat there was a decent size. You know, let's be frank with you and honest with you. Trapping is great. It reduces the poison that is being put into the environment. What we are finding, and if any of you try this, I'm sure you'll find it. You'll go through periods of not catching. You'll think the farm is perfectly clear. You'll be absolutely certain, and this is what I think's happened here. A rat has got onto this farm, or at least one doe's got on this farm, and she will have had a litter. The traps that we use don't tend to catch robins, salt, songbirds, etc. You speak to the lads who are using snapback traps and black boxes, and that does happen, and it happens relatively regular. Can't remember a time that we've done that. Because the triggers are a lot less sensitive. You will have noticed that some of them rats were well and truly caught. You know, head, chest, neck, the whole lot. They're the smaller ones. My gut feeling is that the smaller rats are able to get over the kill plates relatively easily, and only when they get to the required weight to set it off does it work. And this is what's screaming out at me. So we have this burrow. That's probably where that female rat has got past the traps and has made her home on this farm. She'll have had some young, and then we are cleaning them up now a little time after. Yeah, but they are getting cleaned up. That's a good thing. And if experience tells us anything, what we will probably find is we're going to go through 2 or 3 weeks now of catching nothing, and then we'll start picking up the odd large rat moving on. But when we get these large numbers like this, say large, you know, it's not through the roof, is it? And they are accounted for. But when we are getting these, for us, large numbers on this particular farm, then we have to look at why they're here, what's going on, and we have to be realistic about what we have achieved and what we haven't achieved. Why am I kicking myself? I'm kicking myself because I haven't seen that burrow previously. You know, that hasn't been picked up on, because as much as we do trapping only, I'll never lie to you, that's going to get 2 sachets of harmonics in it as fast as I can, and I'll get blocked up. And I wish I had done that 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. I don't think that's that far. I'm probably being a bit harsh on myself, but I think it's important to be your own worst critic. And that is burning us, because I feel like we are now picking up the aftermath of missing that burrow several weeks ago. But we'll get it whacked. We'll make sure that everything is accounted for and it's back to being rat free. You know, people say you can't get these farms rat free. You can. There's loads of bait lying around here. Loads. You can absolutely get these farms rat free. Keeping them rat free is a whole different kettle of fish, because they are moving on at a rate of knots over these winter months. You know, again, maybe I'm being absolutely far too harsh on ourselves. There's been a huge cold snap, probably, I don't know, 5-6 days ago, and it lasted for several days. So maybe that's what's happening, and they've just moved on in numbers, which we do see. But I think it's more important to believe that you are the issue. When you get to a point where you're going on making excuses for them, then you are always going to lose. They are always going to beat you, and you will give up, because you will believe it's not your fault. You know, you will not learn, you will not move forward. So with these, it is a case of absolutely giving yourself the hardest time possible and understanding how these rats move. You know, we've been down another farm this morning, had a look around, and there's things on there I don't like. We're going to have to change. They're not huge, but I'm certain they will improve what we are doing, how we are doing it, and why we are doing it. So yeah, have a lovely day, folks. Back to work for us. You know, looking around all the time, you think you know these spots, and you don't really. You know them pretty well, you know 95, 97% of them, but there is always something to catch you out. Always, always. Rats are by their nature adaptive, and whatever you think you are doing, I don't know if you can see that. If I leave that open 24/7, because it is a great place to burrow bait them. I always know that's there, but that's left there because it's a fantastic place to get bait and where it can be monitored, where you know that the dogs aren't going to get to it. Little songbirds running about. So yeah, we'll go get these rats bagged up, taken away and disposed of. And on to the next. Good day, God bless, bye.